it's like the Sydney Sweeney thing from last week. Nobody I know who actually matters in this world was like offended by the jeans ad. But the right brilliantly found a way. Okay, you find a couple of tweets from some crazy people. Like, look, there's 350 million people in the United States. Half of 1%, okay, is still over 1.5 million people. All it takes is a couple tweets here or there, and you're like, look at the liberals. They hate Sydney Sweeney. Cue all the dancing sorority girls, right? And it becomes an either or. Like, you either have to love women showing their, which I think most people do, showing their bodies in tasteful ways, or you have to be anti-anything, which is a super small percentage of people. But again, you take a couple of people, a couple of tweets. It's the same thing with Shedeur Sanders. You're like, what? Yeah. Okay, nobody said Shedeur Sanders stunk. Like, those words were never. But he clearly rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with how he presented himself, how he interacted with people during the pre-draft process. It's very obvious. Right? You factor in that with a limited number of teams who felt like they wanted to invest in a quarterback this year, because it's first round of investing it, and then it became kind of a snowball effect. Right? But this is, you're made to feel like you're either pro Shedeur Sanders, which there definitely are pro Shedeur Sanders, but there's lots of people that are pro Shedeur Sanders just because they feel like it's the man keeping him down. It's so weird, right? Here's a kid that comes from wealth. He's played for his dad. That's been really good. And we make it out like he was walking backwards uphill in snow, 20-mile-an-hour winds in his face at every possible opportunity. But you do have some anti-Shedeur Sanders sentiment only in that, dude, really play football well, then if you want to have the entourage, you can. He puts cart well ahead of horse. But it's not like there's a bunch of people going, he stinks, he can't play, he's awful. That never occurred. But again, people who are pro Shedeur much will make you think that's what the narrative was. It wasn't. It was, holds it a little long, not a great athlete, really accurate, not a great arm, and some entitlement there. You're like, all right, like that's a reasonable scouting report. Well, he goes out and he plays really well after kind of a shaky first, I think, 2 drives with the Cleveland Browns. And after the game, here was Shedeur on his performance.
Do you feel like you did something today to move up the depth chart?
I honestly don't know, and I don't really care, Whenever it's my turn, and I just got to take advantage of it. I feel like, today I did some good, some bad. And I know moving forward, I won't make the same mistakes twice. That's not in my control, and, regardless of whatever the situation, it's not up to me, and it is what it is. I just got to, accept whatever everything come with.
Okay, so that's Shedeur Sanders. There's some, old-time cliches in there, but, let's not nitpick. He's an NFL rookie. He handled all the questions really well. I don't think he needed to go and confront a Cleveland reporter about the negativity. All you do is negativity or whatever. Just go play football. The rest takes care of itself. It really does. It does. But he's seen his dad do that, and that's how he carries himself, My son carries himself much like I do. People say that all the time. Oh, your son, he's got your mannerisms. Yeah, he's my son. That's actually how it kind of works. So, I land on this thing going, it looked good. It looked good. The question becomes, I loved his answer about, I won't make the same mistakes twice. That's what sports is about. That's what experience is about. Anybody can have experience, but are you continuing to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again? Or are you evolving? And he'll play against better defenses. He'll play with better players as well. Like, they didn't play all their starters. And I'm just not somebody who's going to sit here and freak out because I've seen this enough. And this is what we do. We're just as guilty of it in the media as anybody else. We make it out to Shedeur stinks or Shedeur's awesome and everybody's got it wrong. Whereas my take is, I thought he's pretty good. But God, he's arrogant. And I just imagine blowing off your dream job interview time and again, and then being surprised when you don't get the job. That's not how I operate. Not how anybody I know operates. But to this test, he passed. And please don't sit here and say he passed with flying colors. We don't know. Even by his own estimations, he made mistakes. Is he on an upward trajectory? Will he get better? And honestly, what really matters is the guys in that locker room. If they buy into him, it doesn't matter what we think. If they will kill for him, it doesn't matter what we think. The thing that turned a lot of NFL scouts off was not just how he was in those meetings. It was also the fact that there was the feeling that, everybody played for him, not with him. When the offensive line broke down, that there would be hell to pay whereas when he made a mistake, there would not. There's always the assumption of daddy ball, whether it exists or doesn't exist, playing for your father. I get it. It's very difficult. Shedeur passed, probably failed with the entourage thing, and was a net negative with confronting a local reporter. What's the point? Go play, win games, get the team behind you, get the coach to buy in, and when you get your opportunity, kick ass. That's all you can do. But this is Lamar Jackson. People are like, well, Lamar Jackson, they said he couldn't throw. Like, no, he wasn't accurate as a thrower in college. He's really improved. Josh Allen, not accurate as a thrower in college. Made some adjustments. Now has improved. And I'm not putting him in with those guys because I don't think he has the arm of those guys. But if you want to know what people really thought, they thought he was good. They're like, man, there had to be something going on, and there was in those interviews, and he's not a plus athlete. He doesn't have a plus arm. He's plus in accuracy. And he's played a lot of football. He's got a high football IQ. My take on Shedeur was he was as good or better than most people would hope. But it's just a step. And it also shows the old Dylan Gabriel. Your best ability is availability, and he got left behind. It's a hard one to come back from.